Perfect.
Yeah,
All right.
right now you can start.
Perfect. Thanks, Lynn. All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the opening ceremony for Akashathon 2. Today we are presented with, we're here actually with Adam and a couple of the community members from the Akash team. And we'll be deep diving into what to expect from Akashathon 2, covering the tracks, the different prizes that are available, some of the important dates. I will be jumping in and giving a bit of a platform intro into DoraHacks.io, show you guys how to submit and work through the whole platform. And then we will introduce Robert and also Luca, who will be a part of the hackathon support team, who will have some words to say, and then we can do a Q&A and close it out. So pretty straightforward today, but I would like to pass it over to Adam to welcome us all and get stuck right into it. Welcome, Adam.
Wow, it's actually happening. Can you believe it, George? After
I
months and
know.
months of planning, we've been discussing this hackathon ever since we really wrapped up the last one in fall of last year. And it's been, yeah, months of planning. We went through a governance proposal to get approval for funds to support the hackathon. We've onboarded some community members to help out with sponsored tracks and judges and workshops and community support. There's just a lot going on for this one, double the amount of stuff, I would say, not just in prizes, but in the amount of activity for this one. And now is a great time with all the buzz around AI and with the GPU marketplace and Akash. I'm really, really excited to see what people build for this one. I'll be covering, like George mentioned, the tracks, some of the key dates. We'll hand it off to some of our community members here to talk about some of their roles and things that they're working on within the hackathon. But this will be going on for a month and a half, so there'll be lots of stuff to do. But before we get into any of that, I wanted George to maybe cover how to submit your projects and kind of cover the platform. So go for it, George.
Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you, Adam. Let me just quickly share my screen here for you guys to see. Alrighty. Let me know once you guys can all see. Got it.
Looks
Beautiful.
good.
Perfect. So what you will see here is the landing page when you log in, right? So basically you go to DoraHacks.io and then there'll be a little button up here that says login. I'm already logged in, as you can see. And you'll be, left here in this landing page, right? Where you want to go is you go to hackathons at the top here, and then you will find Akashathon here, Akashathon 2 right at the top, right? So you click on that and then you'll be taken to this page. So in here, you'll be able to see a whole bunch of things that Adam will walk through, and chat you through as well. But this is the details tab, and all of these tabs here will be super useful. So this is kind of your home page for the Akashathon 2, and where you want to take a look at anything. If you have any questions that you have in the back of your head, you can have a look here. If they can't be answered, then obviously reach out. But you'll see here some of the details for the hackathon. You'll see a workshop timeline, which is still being built out at the moment. So this is obviously us right now. A bit of a timeline on when the workshops are going to be, the submissions, the submission period, review period, finalist demo sessions, etc. This is a more detailed dive into the tracks. So you can see, all the different tracks here, which is very in depth, which is good. The sponsored tracks. So what's being sponsored by some of the great sponsors like Source, Protocol, Secret, and Jakal. A submission guide, which is pretty straightforward. Again, it's going to walk you through basically what I'm talking about right now. So how to submit. The judges, which is also being built out as well. More judges are coming on day by day, which is great. I know that's a tough part. So thanks, Adam, for working on that. Um, and then in here, you can see hackers. So, all of the registered hackers. So you can register as a hacker and you would just be put in here. So basically, you can see your peers. You can also reach out and, join them and join what they're building. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the discuss tab as well. So you can write in here, I'm looking for a team member. This is what I'm thinking of building. And then you can come together and build a team. So that's a bit about, just the general landing page and what you can see. On this front one, Buildles, you'll be able to see, what projects have been submitted and actually approved. So don't stress if you submit and you still see zero here, because basically Adam and the rest of the guys in the team that are reviewing will do a first layer of review over the projects to make sure that, they're relevant and they're somewhat, reasonable for this hackathon. So that's that. Now, in order to submit, this is the bit that confuses a lot of people, right? So when you click submit, you'll see this page here, right, which says apply with an existing buildle. Now, a lot of you may have buildles already, but most of you won't, right? So basically what you want to do at this page is click create a new buildle here, and then it will take you to this page. So through here, you will obviously submit everything. So this is basically where you submit all your project details, the name, the logo if you want, the vision, and all of the stuff that is relevant for your build. So basically, the more you put in here, the easier it is going to be to judge. The easier it is going to be for the community to actually see what you're doing and actually join as a community member for yourselves. And it's gonna really improve, the quality of your submission if you do really fill this out properly, right? So basically what will happen is you'll go submit, Boodle, and back. So once that's all submitted, it will basically take you back to this screen here. And then you'll click here and you'll have your Boodle here. So I've got one already made, DoraHacks test. And that will be there. Now, guys, don't stress if nothing comes up. It might need to give it a couple of hours before something does come up, because our team, the DoraHacks team, has to actually approve it again to stop kind of spam submissions just coming into our platform in general. But if it does take some time, just feel free to ping myself, the DoraHacks team, or anyone from the Akash team, and we can basically push that along to get it done pretty quick. But in the last few days of the hackathon, we'll be on this pretty rapidly, because that's when we expect a lot of the builds will be coming in. So anyway, once your build's been submitted by the DoraHacks team, then it will be in here, right? So you'll be able to click your builder that you've submitted onto the platform. You'll select the track. And then basically you can click one of the bounties or two of the bounties if you also want to apply for the bounties as well. Now, there's also an additional step here from Akash team, which basically is it's almost like a mini KYC, right? So feel free to put that in here. And then from there, you agree and submit. Now, like I said before, once you submit, it's not going to show up on this page here, but it will show up in the back end for the Akash admin team to actually view, have a little review over it, and actually accept it to be shown onto the page. So that's pretty much it. That covers everything in a nutshell. But again, if you do have any questions, reach out to myself, the DoraHacks team, or anyone from the Akash team, and we can fix any of your questions or any of your issues ASAP. So that covers everything. Did you guys have any questions, by the way, or anything else you wanted me to show here?
No, I'll go into a lot more detail on a few of
Sure.
these items.
Yeah.
I'll probably run through a lot of the navigation bars, but I'm good. And I can't see the questions that are maybe popping up in YouTube. Are you tracking those, George?
Yeah, I get them sent to me if there are any. So I'll just scream out and
Perfect.
answer them if there's any.
Cool. So let me share my screen now. I'll
Sure.
take over. Give me 1 second. Ba-ba-ba. And share this one. All right. Can you see that all right? I'll make this a little bigger.
Yep, got it.
Cool. Yeah, so as George mentioned, this is really the hub of the hackathon activities. This lists out all the details, the tracks, the timelines, the judges, the hackers, different ideas, all those kind of things. So if you have any questions or you want to kind of follow up on what's going on within the hackathon, this is the perfect place to start. Details page just really lists out everything about our hackathon. This is including the entry requirements. This is including submission guidelines and requirements. That's one of the key learnings from our last hackathon. I don't think we had too detailed of requirements. So this one, you shouldn't have any questions on how you're eligible to win prizes. We're going to list out some of the judging criteria. So these are the things that judges are going to be reviewing and thinking about when they review your hackathon submissions. And if they don't kind of touch on those projects or touch on those elements, you won't be eligible. So make sure you follow along with the judging criteria and the selection process. Talks about some of the submission guidelines. Support, this is probably the best place to go for support. So when you click this link, it'll actually take you to the Akash Discord. We have a Akashathon² or I guess Akashathon² channel that has workshop updates, announcements, support for projects. Zeke, one of our awesome community members, will be managing that page throughout. So if you do have questions, hop in there. Other folks might jump in to support you as well. But if you do have questions that are technical or non-technical with the hackathon and you can't find your information here, click this link, the hackathon support link, and you'll go there and get some support. And then finally, once you're ready to start building and you want to dive into the docs, head over to the akash.network/docs and learn more about the network. Next up is workshops, and I'll pass it over to here to Robert in a second. He's been leading the charge in putting together these workshops. But we have a handful of workshops already scheduled and some that are being planned right now. First big one is on the 18th. One of my colleagues is going to be giving a Akash 101 kind of demo. Then we're going into the AI kind of track. So Anil, our head of product, VP of product, is going to be leading that. So stay tuned for that one. And we'll be adding some more information on a secret track workshop and a few other sponsored tracks that we should be adding there. So that's the workshops tab. And you can kind of see all the updates. And as we add workshops over the next week or so, there'll be more being added. We already kind of covered the timeline. Thank you, George, for that. So it's kicking off today. Congrats. Super stoked to have you guys here. Submission period starts today. So if you have a project and you can get it out the door in 24 hours, amazing. You can submit it. It ends on the 17th. That will give judges enough time to kind of review, select the finalists that we'll invite to a live stream that we'll host on the 22nd. Don't know the exact time yet, but it will be on the 22nd. And then after those demos are completed, judges will review one more time and announce the winners the next day. The tracks. So right now we have three kind of overarching themed tracks. The biggest and probably most exciting one is our AI track. As folks that may be aware know, we launched GPUs on the network, the GPU marketplace, towards the end of last year. And there's been a lot of buzz around getting access to high performance GPUs on the network. And this track is all for folks that want to build something interesting within the AI space on top of the Akash network. This lists out some of the requirements. So this is just a more detailed understanding of the requirements for this track to be considered eligible for prizes. We've listed out a handful of project ideas. By any and all means, this is not the full list of things that you can do with an AI and Akash GPU access, but this gives the ball rolling in terms of ideas and things that you potentially would want to build out that could be useful for Akash and the decentralized AI space. So review some of these project ideas. Judging criteria, this is a little bit more detailed judging criteria on the AI track. And then finally, the prizes. And I want to spend a little time talking about the prizes. So there's actually a first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place prize for this. The cool thing about this is because you need access to GPUs, you'll actually have to pay on the front end to gain access to these GPUs. Traditionally, it's much, much cheaper than you're going to get on other GPU providers. The cool thing, though, is if you place, even if it's fifth, fourth, third, second, or first place, if you win, you will be reimbursed for using those GPUs. So that's something that anyone that places will get. If you place first, second, or third, not only will you get reimbursed for the GPUs you use on the network, but will also grant you 25 GPU or up to 50 GPU hours of usage after the fact. So if your project wins and you want to keep building on it, we will actually reimburse you for up to 50 GPU hours, which, you know, can be kind of expensive. So that's pretty cool. And then on top of that, the first place winner gets $20,000. Pretty amazing, right? Second place gets 10,000, third place gets 4,000. So no matter what, if you place within the AI track, you will be reimbursed for the GPUs used on the network. And there'll be more details on how to get those reimbursements if you place, but that's something you definitely want to be aware of. So don't feel like just because you start to develop something on Akash, and you're actually spending money to actually get access to these GPUs, if you place, you will be reimbursed for that for the top 5 prizes. So that's pretty cool. We do have some helpful resources. A lot of these resources are very specific to the AI track. You can click into each one of these and learn more about how you want to kind of gain access to this information. But these resources should be really, really helpful depending on what you're actually building on top of Akash. Next up is our dashboard. So a lot of folks might be familiar with, and if you're not, we have a dashboard called Akash Stats, and it basically lists out a lot of different information on, leasing, on GPUs available, on CPUs available, on deployments, on all sorts of information, daily spend. That is actually a really robust platform, but there's probably ways to improve upon it. So we're looking for folks to potentially build an open source dashboard development on Akash. So what does that mean? We don't know. It's really up to you guys to build it out. We listed out some project ideas on what you could potentially build for what this dashboard looks like. So go ahead and check this out. You can check out the judging criteria. It's a little bit more detailed. Prizes are different for this one. First, second, and third place only. But first place wins 10,000, third place wins 3, and second place wins 5,000, all paid in AKT. And then you also get 6 months of free hosting on Akash, which is pretty cool. So check that out. More resources are available for this hackathon track here. Each track kind of has different prizes and different resources allotments, so check those out. And the final one, and one of the more exciting ones, is an open source fiat payment system on Akash network. For folks that are familiar with Akash, credit card payments, fiat payments is something that's always come up in conversation. So we're looking for folks to open source build a fiat payment on-ramp for the Akash network. We really think this will open the doors for all sorts of different applications. You can check out the track requirements here, some different project ideas within this track, and then also judging criteria. And this prize amounts are very straightforward: 15,000 paid in AKT, 10,000 paid in AKT, and 5,000 paid in AKT for first, second, and third place. You can check out some additional resources that we think would be useful for this track right here. And those are the 3 tracks. I do want to call out though, right now we have 3 tracks, but we are working on adding a 4th track. That should be live hopefully within the next week or 2, but stay tuned. This track, you should have enough time. By that time, you'll still have about a month to build. So once we actually announce that track, you're going to want to pay attention to our Twitter page, because that's where we'll announce all that information. Next up is sponsored tracks. So we have 3 fantastic sponsors, a few that we've actually had before for our first hackathon. We have Source Protocol, Secret Network, and Jackal. Each of these tracks have their own prizes. So review each of these tracks and look through the rules, make sure that you're eligible. The one kind of theme throughout each of these is there's an Akash integration for each of these tracks. So with Source, Secret, and Jackal, all the things that they're looking to get built out have an Akash integration. So make sure that you follow along with the requirements for each of these tracks to be eligible for these tracks. That's it for the sponsored tracks. We already went through the submission guide. George covered a lot of that. Judges. So these are the judges we currently have. We are looking to add some more judges, so stay tuned for judges announcements. We're hopefully going to bring in some big names, so stay tuned. Covered hackers. The one thing I actually wanted to ask George about is this AI GC ideas. I'm guessing these are just high level kind of AI ideas. Is that kind of what this is, George?
Yeah, correct. So just AI
Got it.
ideas that are generated, yeah, like chat GPT type ideas that are generated just to spark some innovation from the teams, get them thinking.
Cool. Makes total sense. Cool. The discussions page, this is a great space to go if you have a hackathon idea or you want to kind of see what's going on within the hackathon, you can head here. Beyond this, you can always head to our Discord, which again is if you go to the details tab and then scroll down to the bottom where it says support, this will link you to our Discord page where you can see our specific channels for the hackathon specifically. So that's pretty useful. And I would recommend that if you do have hackathon questions that are specific to the hackathon, use those channels because they can get lost in the general chats. I mean, we have people on there 24 hours a day responding to questions and getting involved, but to keep it organized, go into those hackathon support channels. That's the best place to go for support. I think that really covers everything. Last thing I will say again, though, is on the Discord, you definitely want to follow along there because that's where we're going to make announcements. We're going to talk about upcoming workshops. and you can get support within those hackathon channels. That covers kind of my segment. The one thing I wanted to do now was actually introduce some of our awesome community members who've been helping out with this. So as I mentioned in the kind of briefing here, we had 3 support roles that we put out to the community, and 3 people that actually have raised their hands saying that they're interested in kind of helping out. And we broke it down by what the hackathon needs. So we have workshops, kind of events manager, we have a sponsorships and judges manager, and then we have a community support manager. First up is Robert Del Rey. Robert Del Rey is an Akash insider. It's one of our kind of premier community members. And he's helping out with the events, scheduling the workshops. So Robert, I'd love it for you to kind of quickly introduce yourself and maybe talk about where the workshop status is at right now.
Thanks, Adam. That would be my pleasure. First of all, thank you, everybody, for joining. And thanks, Akash and DoraHacks, for setting this up. So my name is Robert Del Rey, as Adam says. Right now, I'm working as the event manager for the Hackathon 2.0, as I like to call it. I've been contributing for Akash for a year and a half now, and I've been part of the Cosmos ecosystem since 2021. So I'm in charge of getting the workshops ready, make sure they're valuable for the audience. I urge you not to miss them because lots of good information is shared there. And maybe you might be stuck doing one of your videos, and maybe the answer you need to move forward is in one of these workshops. So don't miss the workshops. We're gonna have a demo, we're gonna have explanations about Akash capabilities. Very valuable. So make sure to tune in, don't miss them out. And if you need support, we have the channels on Discord. For the workshops, and I'm working with Luca and Sig as community manager and the sponsorship manager as well. We are leading this together in coordination with DoraHacks, and we just want to make sure that this is a success for Akash and also for the people that participates in the hackathon. So that's what I wanted to say. Good luck, everybody, and looking forward to see what you guys build.
Cool. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, Robert's been doing a great job of scheduling workshops. We've got 3 scheduled right now, and I think we have a handful more that we're going to be plugging in over the next week or so. So stay tuned for that. And next up, we have Luca. Luca's been a part of the Akash community for forever now. And he's been helping out with locking in some sponsored tracks. So the Jackal one, this Source Protocol, and Secret Network. He's the one that actually helped put those together. So big shout out to Luca for that. And he's working on finding judges. So all the judges that you see in there have been kind of put together by Luca as well. And he's still actually thinking about adding a few more judges and maybe even a few more sponsored tracks. So if anyone's listening and you want to get more involved, you can reach out to Luca and the Discord, and he can help you out. But Luca, feel free to introduce yourself and talk about kind of the sponsored tracks and the judges.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, DoraHacks, to host this. So yeah, very excited for this hackathon. I really believe we can see many new applications coming. It's just the beginning of AI and Akash, and everything we did so far is just the ground up for what is coming. I'm Luca. I'm from Brazil. I'm in the Akash community, I think, for a good time now. Akash is really something that interested me a lot. And I'm also building the Cosmos Brazil community, so many Cosmos awareness and events happening here in my region. So yeah, about the work with the hackathon, I'm talking with some possible sponsors. The sponsors we already closed: Source, Jackal, and Secret. I think the 3 of them, they are very different. So many different ways to build. And yeah, also looking for judges and some great names. So very open for any project or any person looking to get more involved with the hackathon. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Luca. And there's also one more community member that's been helping out, but he was unable to join. His name's Zeke. You've probably seen him in the Akash Discord, and the general channel and a lot of different channels. He's been an insider for quite a while. Super stoked to have him here. He was at ETH Denver this year, so maybe you were able to check his workshop in person. Did a phenomenal Akash demo workshop at one of the side events that were taking place at ETH Denver. He's going to be a lot of your technical support. So when you go into the Akash Discord, in the support channel, in the workshops channel, he'll be responding to all the different kind of questions that you guys have. He'll also be managing and reviewing the discussions channel inside of the DoraHacks webpage, where it lists all of our information. So if you do have any questions about the hackathon, both technical or non-technical, he'll be actively monitoring that. So feel free to leave your questions in there. Want to give him a big shout out and helping out with all the community support that will be taking place. And with that, we're really good. We've kind of covered everything. We've covered the workshops, we covered the tracks, we covered the timelines, judges, sponsored tracks. Wanted to see if there was any questions that came up inside of the YouTube channel as we're going through things here.
I've been having a scroll. Nothing has come up in either channel, which is usually a good thing, but also could mean that the Discord might be getting smashed right now. But either way, the questions will get answered. If they are in the Discord or any other channel. And guys, feel free to reach out. You know, we're here. So you can reach out to myself privately, to Adam, or to, you know, our community channels and forums, as we've mentioned throughout the workshop.
Very cool. And one thing I wanted to mention is I'll be adding representation from DoraHacks inside the hackathon support channels. It's public, so if there are any DoraHack specific questions, I'm sure folks from DoraHacks will see that and they can respond to things there as well. But yeah, that's really all we got. I'm super excited to see what folks build. The first hackathon, I think we learned a lot about what not to do and what to do. So I feel like this hackathon is very well locked in on, you know, what we're looking for folks to build, how we can support individuals interested in doing things on Akash. So I'm really excited to see what happens over the next month and a half here.
Likewise. So I think you know, it's been a testament to the work that, I mean, the community, Adam, yourself, and the rest of the Akash team have really put into this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing it play out. As Adam said, we do have a month and a half of submissions, and the submission window is open as of now. So feel free to get your submissions in. Feel free to ask questions, as we said. And you know, we've got a whole bunch of resources available and a lot of workshops coming up as well. So please do tune in. Follow DoraHacks, Dora Factory, and the Akash team on social media, who will be pushing out, you know, on Twitter or X, Discord, all of those channels. You know, all of these workshops will be pushed there, and all of the updates as well. So, you know, when there is a new track that's announced in the coming weeks, new sponsors, new judges, all of that information will get pushed on all of the social media platforms for Akash and DoraHacks. So please make sure you follow there. Another thing I did quickly want to mention is that Dora Factory is contributing to the AKT part of the prize pool in the hackathon. So, you know, we're very proud at DoraHacks and Dora Factory to be able to actually support Akash with that. So thanks, Adam, for you know, allowing us the opportunity to be a part of your, you know, wider family and the rest of the Akash team. Because, you know, it's great that we can actually support you guys in this way and be able to onboard more developers in that manner for you. So thanks again, guys. And if you have anything else, feel free to say it. Otherwise, we can wrap up, I guess.
Cool. No, thank you, George. Thank you, Robert and Luca, for joining. Yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to see what folks build. We're just starting, so we got a month and a half to go. I'm excited to see what the next few weeks here look like. But yeah, big shout out to everyone for helping, and big shout out to DoraHacks and George for helping put this whole shabil together.
For sure. Anytime. Happy to help.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Luca, thanks for tuning in. See you guys.
Thank you.
All right.